Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. All right, there we go. Uh, Welcome back, ladies. So, yesterday you guys voted to hear why eating less and working out more stops working after 40. And I'm glad you did because I know a lot of women are getting very frustrated. You're gaining weight, maybe you haven't changed anything, you're dropping your calories lower, you're working out harder, you're doing all the things you used to do, and then doing them even more because you thought, well, if baseline doesn't work, then I just need to eat less, move more. Here's the thing: the body is not, especially the female body, is not a calculator. It's not calories in, calories out, and nothing else matters. So I'm going to explain to you kind of briefly why that is and what to focus on instead. So as we are going up into our 40s and the hormonal changes of perimenopause, like the changes are very much real. And so our estrogen and progesterone is kind of fluctuating, going down a little bit. And at the same time, our cortisol, our stress hormones, going up. So basically, our bodies are a little less resilient to stress at this age. And you may have noticed it, with the redistribution too of body fat, a little bit on the belly. Maybe you never had any there before. It's really difficult to get it off. You feel like you even smell bread and the weight goes on, right? But here's the good news. We can work around it. And the very good news is this involves nourishment, not punishment, which is what we're used to doing. So you want to eat like you love your body, not starve it like you're punishing it, which unfortunately we as women have been doing for years, most of us. So as these hormones are changing and our body's becoming a little less resilient to stress, what can happen is our bodies can get a little more inflammation. Now, when we have a little bit more inflammation, and you may have even noticed that in other things with like aching joints or anything like that, with a little bit more inflammation, we can become a little bit more resistant to insulin. So what this simply means is our body is not as efficient as using our food and burning it off as fuel. It's a little more likely to store it as fat, but there are ways to work around it. So that's the thing, like you can drop your calories lower and lower and lower, but if your body is not using any of it efficiently, it doesn't matter. You're just making yourself miserable for no reason. So what we want to do instead is say, well, how can I make my body more efficient at burning off my food as fuel? Now, the other thing I do want to touch on as well is, a lot of women at this age will experience, excess hunger, excess food cravings that you never had. And this is all kind of, everything is tied together, right? And so oftentimes we'll say, we're going into perimenopause, it's my estrogen and progesterone. It is, but it affects other things too. So it can affect your hunger hormones, it can affect your blood sugar balance. And I know it sounds like overwhelming and kind of crazy, but there's actually simple ways to work with it. So why we're eating less and working out more doesn't work. I want to touch on the working out too, because I know a lot of women are cardio bunnies and you're on the Stairmaster or you're on the treadmill and you're feeling the burn and you're counting how many calories you burned off. And that's not the way to go. Here's the thing. With crazy cardio like that, you're increasing your appetite, number one. Number two, if you're not eating adequate protein and if you're not strength training with it and you're doing too much cardio, it can actually start to break down muscle mass, which is happening already at this age. So you want to preserve that muscle mass because the more lean muscle you have, the higher your metabolic rate, even at rest. Like the more calories your body will burn, even while you're just sitting there. Now, when you drop your calories lower and lower, your body is going to do something called adaptive thermogenesis, and it's like a survival mechanism. So basically what it does, it signals, if you're not eating enough, it signals to your hypothalamus to lower the rate at which your body is burning calories to help you out, right? But it's not helping you out with weight loss. And it can drop your resting metabolic rate by like 10 to 25%. So I hope it's starting to click that just dropping your calories lower and lower can be working against you. It can be lowering your metabolic rate. Doing way too much cardio can be like increasing your appetite unnecessarily. It can be eating up muscle tissue, which you don't want. You want to maintain as much muscle mass as possible. So we want to be eating to support our hormonal systems, but it's a whole lifestyle thing too, right? It's not just food. You want to making sure you're having adequate recovery. You want to make sure you're getting enough sleep. If you don't get enough sleep, that affects your hunger hormones the next day. It affects your blood sugar balance the next day. So it's like you're fighting an uphill battle. So how do we do this? You want to just first calm down, take a deep breath. Oh, don't say calm down, because you never want to say that to a woman. Sorry, I take it back, but I am a woman, so I can say it. So first you want to chill, and you don't want to be as stressed. And you want to think, how can I nourish my body properly? And so what that involves is you want to make sure you're eating enough protein. That's going to help to preserve muscle mass you have. Even if you don't work out, it's going to help to preserve the muscle mass you have. And the more muscle mass you have, the higher your resting metabolic rate, the more amount of calories your body will burn even at rest. It's also going to help to control your blood sugar, so you're not craving in the mid-afternoon or craving when you get home from work at the end of the day. It's going to keep you feeling fuller for longer. Now, one of the often overlooked things that women miss, people think protein, 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 but we got to look at fiber at this age too, because if you're having like too much proteins, let's say animal proteins, and now that's backing up your digestive system, now we have a problem. So you want to make sure you're having enough fiber every day. In order to move things through with the fiber, you want to make sure you're having enough water every day. So it's a series of things that you want to do consistently, but these are all going to help jack up your metabolism so it's working in your favor. So we're dealing with increased inflammation at this age, less resilience to stress. So we want to eat in a way that's going to reduce inflammation. We want to have lifestyle factors that are going to reduce stress. And that includes getting adequate sleep, which I know a lot of women don't get. And in doing so, this is going to help with cravings, and it's going to help with hunger overall. So why eating less and working out more works against us? In the simplest form, if I could sum it up in one sentence, because they both create more stress on the body, and we're less resilient to stress at this age. So you want to make sure you are eating enough to support your hormones, and you want to make sure, if you are working out, that you're working out in a way that is not overtaxing your system as well. More is not always better. I know that's drilled into our heads, but more is not always better. It's just about working more strategically, not necessarily harder, which is very, very good news. Anyway, I hope that helps you guys. If anything, I hope it alleviates some of the stress you may be feeling, thinking that nothing is working. It's just that it's the wrong strategy. The strategy you used for your 25, 30-year-old body is not the same strategy that you use for your 45, 55-year-old body. That's all. It's just in learning how to work with it. If you find that confusing, if you want more help, if you don't really know where to start, and if you want personalized one-on-one guidance, let me see if I can help you. You can find out by commenting below the word Thrive. Send me a private DM with the word Thrive, or you can look in my bio and you can get information on what that looks like for one-on-one coaching, for personalized guidance for you. And in my bio, it is under one-on-one coaching info. So you can check that out there, read through the info, see if it resonates with you, and contact me from there. Anyway, hope that helps. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Bye.